What's going on, everyone? It's Adam here from Adam's Nintendo World, and we're back with more Disney Dreamlight Valley on Nintendo Switch. It's been a little while since we last played. We are working through the Eric quests. We did a part 1 of getting the statue put together for Eric. Now we're kind of working on part 2. We are also declaring ourselves the Pumpkin King. Now, I know there are videos on YouTube of people who have grown way more pumpkins than I'm about to show you, but I've grown a lot of pumpkins. We're going to see if we can harvest them maybe on this episode. And then we'll see how much maybe we can get for them. The last sale of pumpkins I made got me about 600,000 maybe 600,000 bucks. And I planted even more pumpkins this time, and I think I have even more pumpkins to plant. So it's going to be a huge pumpkin harvest. I'm looking forward to it. But we also want to work on these Eric quests. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. You guys are the absolute best, supporting the channel by watching, sharing, and all that good stuff. Before we kind of hop into today's episode, I do like to say thank you to all those who support the channel on a monthly basis. And to that end, I want to say thank you to Meenan, Lily Marie, Gladiator, Brenda, Talika Lynn, Jake, Amy Grace, Gisela, Danny, Ian, Four Scars Gaming, Arena's Glory, Cyric, and our Patreon members, Gladiator, Kyrie, Homie Drew, Alexis, Talika, Ada, Amila, Marge, and Meenan. Guys, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. But to everyone who watches, shares, and does all that great stuff, it means the world to me. It honestly does. I don't just say that, you know, to coax you guys to watch even more, because you just do. I wouldn't have to say it, but I feel like some things need to be said, and that's one of those things. Okay, we have a bunch of quests, but I do want to kind of see if we can focus on the... Oh, I have to get my... you know what? We're not going to do Ursula this episode. I forgot I had to get my friendship up with Ursula to level 5 before I could continue the quest line for Prince Eric, and it's only at level 3. So unless we can figure out what she wants, we might be able to get her to 5, but we can maybe knock out some other quests as well. But thanks for joining me, guys. Let me know in the comments section after you've watched the video. Are you still playing this game? Are you excited about what's to come? Are you waiting for the Scar content, which should be any day now? It really should be any day now we get the Scar content. Exciting stuff. There's a lot coming to the game and a lot to be excited about. Some people have said, oh, well, I've kind of played through everything that's available right now. I need something new. Well, the Scar stuff's going to be new, and then, you know, who knows how long after Scar update, which is going to bring more story quests. I 100% guarantee it. But after the Scar update, we're going to get the Toy Story update, which some of the items in the Toy Story update look amazing. It looks like we might even be able to get the camper. I don't know if that's going to be like their house, their home, when you bring them to the valley, if you're going to get that camper, but it looks like the camper is going to be a part of that from Toy Story 4. Which is really exciting. But honestly, there's so many other things that I'm so excited about in this game. It's just good fun. It's just good fun, and it's got more than a lot of other games have in terms of customization, moving things around. Like the fact that I can easily move trees and bushes and everything else, it makes this game just feel just a little bit different. That's a lot of money to earn. Okay. That's even more planted. And you guys saw, I have more. I have more to plant. So let's clear out some more land over here. And let's get more pumpkins put down. But I also want to check what Ursula's favorite gifts are today. If you're ever wondering how to do that, you just go in here. And then you can see what everyone's favorite gifts are for the day. Purple hydrangeas, chocolate waffles, and purple impatience. Okay, well, I don't know about the waffles, but I think I could make the other two a reality. And that's not going to push us to level 5. But that might push us, like, close enough. That might push us close enough. You know, we don't know. First things first, though. We're going to get out this. And we're just going to keep doing some digging and talking. Because it is, today, Canadian Thanksgiving. Just a nice moment. Depending how you decide to celebrate Thanksgiving. Some people do, some people don't. But it is just a great opportunity, really, for me to say thank you to all of you guys. This is my my soliloquy? Is that how you say that word? I don't know. I'm stupid. This is my ode to all of you. Just kidding. I'm not going to sing. But your support of the channel means so much to me. I could not do this without all of you. And even when things aren't working, because I'm not sure we've had a live stream yet where all of the awesome things that Matt has created have actually worked all at the same time. Whether it's, it could be, is this what she wants? It could be, subs, either the sub alert's not working or the donation alert's not working, or like any number of other things is not working. But you guys stick it out and continue to support, and that means the world to me. Some things have been slow. I'm behind on some stuff. I know I'm behind on some stuff. I'm behind on giving out codes. I'm behind on filming a video full of things I've purchased in the last 6-8 months. Just wacky Nintendo accessories. I promised to do that. I'm behind on that. Like, I'm behind on a lot of stuff, and yet you guys are like still coming out. You're still supporting me. Always so encouraging. Last week I had that little snafu where I was scheduled to play and to stream, and had a little bit of a family emergency. Multiple of you, not trying to pry and get information and be nosy, but multiple of you reached out and said, hey, hope everything's okay. If it's not, let me know. Is there anything we can do? Anything we can help with? Any announcements you need made? Like, it was just, it was touching that we've created this community. We've created a group of like-minded people who enjoy video games, who tend to enjoy the same kind of video games. But, it's almost making me cry just thinking about it. It's been a tough couple years, and not just because COVID, there's other stuff going on. It's been a tough couple years here in our house, through just various things. The renovation has just been a stressful, going on 3 months now, and we still don't have countertops and things like that. But you guys are like the constant. You know what I mean? You're the constant of, hey, I know I can get my my Switch out, load up my streaming software, and hang out with you for an hour. And whether it's live or it's a premiere, I know I can hang out with you guys for an hour, and that's constant, and it allows me just to kind of forget about everything else. Forget about, the bad day at work, or forget about the fact that, our countertops are going to be another 2 months, and that our couch is going to be another 6 months, and stuff like that. And I appreciate that. I really, really do. And I don't know how to tell you guys how much that means to me, because it might seem so trivial to you. Sorry. I'm trying to keep it together. It might seem so trivial to you guys, but it does mean so much to me. And I want to make sure you guys are aware of how much I love creating the content. But it's for you guys. I just love the enjoyment. I used to say, hey, do it if you love it. But now that I've done it, if for whatever reason, this community went away, and people come and go, we know that, it would be hard for me to start back up. Like, I can admit it would be hard for me to start back up and kind of get the channel going again, just because I think back on what we've built. And I say we because this is a we thing. Like, yeah, I'm the person behind the videos and things like that, but this is not done alone. People have to watch you first and foremost, and you guys have done that. Supported, shared, donated, even when you don't have to. Partaken in contests, and had an encouraging word for somebody, even myself, on Discord. But honestly, I mentioned our supporters off the top, but I have to shout out Total Blank as well for making Discord what it is. It was hot trash. It was hot trash when I was controlling that site. It looked like trash. Nothing flowed. Nothing worked. He turned it into something, like overnight almost, by the way. But he turned it into something that people could actually use and people could actually enjoy, with categories that he knew would work. That he's like, oh yeah, people will enjoy saying this, or having a spot to talk about this and that. And honestly, it's so great. It honestly is so great. It's so great. Honestly, Total Blank, my friend, thank you for doing that, because that gave my channel a bit more professionalism. And when I talk about professionalism and how I do things, I also have to shout out MattC, because listen, anybody can grab a capture card, and anybody can hook it up to a computer, hook it up to their Switch, and produce video. They could. Anybody, any one of you guys could do this. You don't even have to have the greatest PC. I'm not running the greatest PC, and I still manage to manage. Manage to manage. That doesn't sound right. I'm losing myself on this conversation, guys, if you can't tell. But you can manage. Anybody can do it. But there's that sense of professionalism, your overlays, your alerts, and things like that just make your channel different. It just makes the channel different. And why is that important? In the grand scheme of things, with the group of people we have here, and I'm not going to start naming names because I'm going to forget people, and I'd hate to do that. But I think about some of you who have memberships for so long. You guys are past the fancy overlays and the cool alerts and things like that. And the reason why I know is because our donation alert hasn't been working, and yet you still continue to donate and support the channel and cheer it on and things like that. So I know, well, as much as you might like it, as much as I would like it to work, you know, the people behind the computer software make it not work, even though it's set up properly. Because I know MattC has set it up properly, folks. I know that. But Matt brought professionalism to my channel that I could never have done. I could never have made that overlay that he made. Not happening. Even the little icon in the bottom corner of the screen right now, that was all Matt. Nothing I would have been able to do. He's done some thumbnails for me and other things, and has never asked for anything in return. And I try, you know, from time to time, and maybe I should do it more, Matt, but I try to send him some games every time he puts in a lot of effort, because he's doing things that other people could potentially pay a lot of money for. And unfortunately, I you know, the finances on the site or for the channel just aren't really there. Like, I can't hire staff. And I probably, for the amount of money I have sitting on the site now, that didn't pay just to get me the equipment to set up, I probably could have had like one little thing done. So if you see Matt in the chat today, maybe you don't, but you see him in a future chat, just thank Matt for putting in hours of time just to make this amazing. And it's awesome. I couldn't, like, honestly, Matt, I can't say enough good things. I couldn't have done this without you. I couldn't. I could have the videos, but I wouldn't have that sense of professionalism that you brought to them, my friend. And so I have to say thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. I really do have to say that. And send me a DM, Matt. We got some things we got to talk about. But shoot me a DM so we can connect. But I want to talk about some of the donations that have come in over the last year, I guess, since probably last Thanksgiving, and kind of give you an idea of where those donations have gone to. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, oh, when Seth streams, if we donate when Seth streams, does he get the money? And yes, I can tell you unequivocally, and Seth will, if he's here during this video, but Seth does get every dollar donated to him. Now, I have to pay tax on the donations you guys give me. It's just the reality of running a business. But Seth, I give him the full amount. I cover the taxes on it. And YouTube's cut, because YouTube takes a tiny cut. Excuse me, sorry. I cover the taxes on that, and I allow Seth to keep the full amount that you guys donate. And I've turned that into Steam gift cards for him, and that's how you got kind of that FIFA stream and stuff like that. So that's part of it. Anytime you donate when Seth streams, he does get the cash. Second, this year, unfortunately, we bought 2 mics. The first, I would say not this year, but the last 14 months. Let's go that route. We ended up buying 2 mics, and I would say unfortunate because I wish I would have splurged on the Elgato mic on day one, instead of getting the Yeti one first. The issue with the Yeti mic, some of you asked me, and I never really talked about it in full, but the issue with the Yeti mic is the way the cord kind of loops underneath the mic and hooks into the bottom of the microphone. One, it's that. Two, it's USB micro USB, sorry. And so anytime you're streaming, because the cord has to come under the mic, and the mic stand, like the base mic stand, is not that tall, anytime the cord has to run into the mic, there's always stress on the connecting pins inside the mic, because you know, the gap is only maybe 1.5 inches or 2 inches from the base of the mic to where it plugs in. So as you wrap it in, it's a pretty thick and kind of firm cord, so it's always rubbing on the bottom of the base and kind of pulling unnaturally on the mic or the mic port for the charge cable. So over time that wears, and then eventually inside the microphone it snaps. Now, a more savvier person than me could have opened the mic up, because it's not difficult, resoldered the adapter inside the microphone for the charge cable, and everything would have been maybe fine, but you're still going to continue to put stress. I bought the mic and it failed on me after, I want to say, like 3 months the first time. And so we replaced it at that time. And then I probably went another 12 months or 13 months, and it failed again, and this time it wasn't going to be covered. And so that's when I kind of ditched that mic, went with the Elgato, which, one, the charge cord goes into the back, not into the bottom, and it's USB-C, which is a huge plus for me. I'm happy to have USB-C. It's just a better connection, it's a better cable, and it's better all around. So that's, unfortunately, a lot of money went into 2 microphones. We also got a editing software for when I make really long premieres. It allows me to cut out some of the garbage you guys don't want to see. So when I make, like, this is a premiere right now, I honestly just hit record, hook up my mic, and start talking. When it's done, I just upload that native video straight to YouTube for you guys to enjoy. But when I make a longer video, when it's a couple hours, I usually edit it then and try to edit all the different pieces that I've recorded together, especially if it's over a couple days. And honestly, just because you're breaking up your video, sometimes I do talk louder during some videos than others, and so I have to edit all that sound so it feels natural throughout. And so I did purchase a membership for Wondershare on iMac for editing. So that's where some of that goes to each year. We upgraded this year we also had to upgrade our capture card. I was using, fortunately, one that was provided to me free of charge many years ago. I did it for review. It was an AverMedia capture card. And listen, I captured a lot of video on that card for many, many years. And so I can't complain. But I did this year finally upgrade to an Elgato capture card, which does 1080p. And I think I made another mistake. I feel like at the time, the finances on the YouTube channel were not as high as I thought they would be. And I ended up purchasing just the S60 instead of the S60 Plus, which I think can do 4K. And I kind of wish I had just done the S60 Plus, because there are games I'm streaming, some indie games as well, that, maybe I could make look a little bit better. But, that's a regret now, but I'm not about to replace my capture card anytime soon until it breaks. The last big purchase we made this year was just an arm for the microphone. I never talked about this, but I was having issues with my back because my microphone was on a stand. And so anytime I recorded or live streamed, just one second, I got a cough and I don't want to do that into the mic. Sorry. Anytime I was live streaming, I was leaning forward in my chair to speak. So I was kind of hunching my shoulders over and kind of hunching forward, which caused me actually a lot of pain. For a long time, I've had a lot of pain, and I still have it from sitting that way and streaming and things like that. And so ever since I've got this boom arm for my mic, it's no longer on a stand. I can just swing it in front of my face, and I can actually sit back in my chair and get a little bit more comfortable, and it's just better for me. I also went out and got a chair that would be better in terms of not a chair, sorry, a brace for the back of my chair, so that I could have just a little bit better posture, and it's helping immensely. It allows me to actually stream longer. So if you guys have noticed, I used to cut my streams, like I was dead cut at 55 minutes to an hour, and we'd be out of there. But you may have noticed lately, I've been pushing that longer. When I do live stream, I might go for an hour 10, hour 15. There was a day when I went for an hour and a half, just because it was just such a great time. We were having a good time, and I just could keep going because it's not the same kind of pain that I was experiencing before. So that's also what I've done just to improve that part. I think that's it. I mean, a lot of money goes to paying for prizes. I had to ship prizes out early this year. I haven't done any physical in a while, and I should. I had to ship out some prizes earlier this year, which, out of Canada can get expensive. But a lot of the codes I get, I always ask developers for codes, and we don't always, I would say I rarely get them. And so I use various methods to purchase cards or eShop gift cards, which we've done with every major release. And hopefully you're getting your Disney entries right now during this video for the Disney eShop gift card. But we've given away a lot of eShop cards, way more than last year. Last year I gave away, and when I say last year, I'm talking Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving to Canadian Thanksgiving. I kind of went back and looked through all my purchases because I just run them through my PayPal, so I can easily see, and I buy them from Best Buy all the time. So I can easily see when I've made them. And I've given away like 5 times more this year, Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving, than I did last year. And I'm going to keep that up and hopefully increase the size of those cards. That's my next goal, is to not maybe do more of them, but to increase the size so they're more worth it. Maybe I'll say that. So they're more worth it, or you guys can do a little bit more with them. And then some of the other games that we've given away some PS5 games and some Switch games. I often will purchase those as well. Sometimes I'm able to purchase them at a discount to do a giveaway, but we're not quite large enough where companies are bending over backwards to give me free games, which is fine. I don't mind. But I do love giving back to you guys when I can. So if there's ever something you are not interested in, please don't feel bad in letting me know, hey, this is not something I'd be interested in having a giveaway for. Because there's a chance I bought the code to give it away, and if no one really wants it, that feels like just a waste. I'd rather buy something you all want. So anyway, there is that. So that's where some of the money goes as well. And then I always save some, because you never know when you're going to have to replace something. So I always have a little bit of money sitting on the side. But like I said, every dollar in, it stays here. Oh, I forgot I purchased that vlogging camera as well, which now that I have an office, I can use more for making actual product reviews and things like that. And maybe I'll start a rambling series if you guys would be interested in a rambling series, just on various things, like when a new game gets announced or things like that. Might even just do a video review, and maybe just put in a little bit of some fancy editing. Can I call it fancy editing? Some fancy editing of like me talking and then gameplay and then me talking. I can do that now. And it might be something I actually think about doing. So I did also do that. And then, as I was saying, I keep some aside just for when you need it. You never know. If there's one thing I've learned about streaming, you never know when you might need something. The mic is a good example of that. And when my Switch broke, I forgot about that. When my Switch broke, I had to pay to replace that. So it helps to do that, because if I didn't have that, I can't be asking as much as like people say, oh, your spouse should support everything you do. This is a hobby. This is definitely a hobby for me. I don't have enough views and stuff like that to make it a full-time thing. But it's definitely a hobby for me. And so I would never ask or take from our family finances. Because that's from my wife and that's from my kids, to support a hobby. And so what I do is I have, whenever I sell something that I own personally, like if I sell old video games or controllers or things like that I've purchased myself in the past, I put that money back in because I feel like I can. But I would never take it from the family. So when these unexpected purchases come up, your great support is what helps me keep the things going. And that isn't to say I don't put my own money in, because I do in a sense. So whenever you guys make a donation, people have asked me this as well. Anytime you guys make a donation on YouTube, YouTube takes a cut. I mean, they got to make money, so you have to understand that they're taking a cut of the money. But I always top it up. I top it up from the various things I do. You guys know I write for Best Buy Canada. So I use money from that to top up the account. But if you donate $10, and let's just say YouTube's taken $2 of those $10 as their fee, I still make sure that the account has $10 in it. So I'm covering that fee for you. So never feel like you donate. And some people have said that to me. They're like, oh, I hate to donate because, YouTube takes a cut. Everybody's taking a cut. Even Patreon takes a little bit of a cut. Not as big as YouTube's, but they still do. But don't you worry, because any dollar that you're donating, I'm covering that and making sure that it's going into the channel, whether it's for giveaways, equipment, whatever else. I am digging into my pocket for those extra expenditures. Not expenditures, because they're a donation. I want to make sure that you guys feel that anytime you put some money into the channel, every dollar of that money is going in. It's like a charity thing. 99% of the funds you donate go directly to help, you know. And I want to make sure that's true because, you know, YouTube takes a cut. But anyway, that's kind of where the channel's at. I thought it was an appropriate day to kind of do an update on where the channel's at. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up on the channel soon. Of course, the game's going to crash. Of course, it's going to crash. We've got great stuff coming up. We've got more Hoko Life, of course, and Sparks of Hope is just around the corner now, guys. Very excited for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. We're going to be doing a lot around that video or that game. Bayonetta 3 is coming. I'm not sure where I'm at on that. Let me know what you guys are feeling about Bayonetta 3. You might be like, nah, it's not for me. And then Pokemon. And this is where I get my chance to plug becoming a member. If you're watching the videos and you really do love it, please consider becoming a member. Like I said, every dollar you put into the channel goes into the channel for various purchases. I would say that based on buying the computer to edit stuff, we're probably actually behind total because we went into our personal finances. Even though I just said we didn't, we did. We went into the personal finances. My wife gifted me a laptop when I started streaming again. When I restarted the channel, she gifted me a laptop. So very kind of her. But anytime you put money in, it does go right back into the channel, and I appreciate that. But you get some perks. You get bonuses anytime we have a contest. So if you're a bronze member, which is the lowest tier, I think it's $3 Canadian to $59 American, you get like a 2% bump or a 1% bump in your entries. On top of your entries, you'll get a couple more. If you're silver, you'll get 2 or 3% bump, and if you're gold, you'll get a 4 or 5% bump. But you also get your name in games when I can name things. So we played a lot of Story of Seasons, and almost everybody on Patreon and YouTube got their name in the game somehow, whether it was an animal or, I mean, in Story of Seasons, it was all animals. We did the same thing in Harvest Moon, I believe, and we did it in Pokemon. So if you are a member, you want to become a member, I'm going to be sending out an email or a notice somewhere to let you guys start suggesting which Pokemon you want to be named after. And when we play through the new Pokemon games later this year, you're going to see your name. So if you're like, hey, I'd like an electric type Pokemon, we'll catch an electric type Pokemon, we'll name it after you, and we'll play with it for a while. I don't just name it after you and dump it in a bin, never to be seen of again. We'll take you for a spin. Whether you make the final cut, who knows? If you make it to that final 6 that I take with me to the to Victory Road, but you'll be in there and you will get some airtime for sure. I'm not just going to catch you and dump you. You're going to get some airtime in some way, in some form. It also makes the game more fun for me to play because I'll use a wider variety of Pokemon. But that's another little perk you get. We have a Discord only section for members, and there are giveaways in that Discord only section for members, of which I think I have to complete one. I think there's one happening right now that I got to end. So, guys, it is so much fun doing this. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I can't say enough good things about all of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping out the channel. And we're going to close this off here because I don't want to get too mushy. I want you guys to enjoy your day. I've got Thanksgiving planned, so I don't want to make this too long. But thank you. Honestly, thank you. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Goodbye, everyone.